All right, so going to be doing another comic review. Another book sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. And today we're going to be doing The Question, All Along the Watchtower. So this was another DC All-In miniseries they've been doing. They've been cranking these out for basically a little bit like the start of the new era of All-In. And this miniseries is written by Alex Segura with artwork by Kane Tomery. I hope I'm saying that last name right. Yeah. So this comic I was curious about because I really enjoy The Question, and yes, this is not Vic Sage. This is Renee Montoya. Regardless, The Question's The Question. I like Renee as much as I like Vic. But yeah. Also, I was curious to read this because of Alex Segura, who Alex Segura is the writer over on the Dick Tracy book and has done a few other stories here and there. It was Segura was my pick for being the new writer of Daredevil after Saladin Ahmed's run had ended, but I think I'm glad Stephanie Phillips has gotten the job. And maybe Segura will be writing Daredevil in the future because he had written a Daredevil novel, and he's also really good at like crime noir characters. So the idea of like The Question is writing a Question miniseries is a really cool idea. So let's talk about it. So like I said, this is the start of this is part of the all new era, and essentially Renee, who has been taken out. Has been forced to step down as the commissioner of Gotham PD in the wake of Vandal Savage rising to power as the new commissioner. And she's now just kind of like, what do I do with my life? Like, really, what on earth do I do with my life now? And that's when she gets contacted by Superman and Batman, who are like, hey, we're forming a new Justice League. This Justice League is going to be massive. It's going to be, there's going to be a lot of working cogs. But here's the thing. We need someone who will keep us honest. So you're going to be the sheriff of the Watchtower. So Renee takes the job and is now on her first case when one of the members of the Challengers of the Unknown is nearly mauled to death by what is seen to be a escaped animal. It also doesn't help that one of Superman's villains, Conduit, showed up on the Watchtower unannounced, but Renee is immediately like, no, that was too easy. That was a distraction. So she has her own personal team of heroes. She has her own. Sorry, I was just checking a text. She has her own personal group of heroes, including Ted Kord and Jaime Reyes, both Blue Beetles, Animal Man, and Kate Kane, her ex-girlfriend, a.k.a. Batwoman. So Renee's already going through a lot, and this case is already opening up stuff. It also doesn't help when the Eradicator has appeared in the Watchtower somehow and is working for someone else. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because they basically spoil it in the back of the book. It's Cyborg Superman. Yeah, Cyborg Superman is the overarching threat because he wants to take over the Watchtower and kill the planet with it. So, yeah, Cyborg Superman, as you guys know, Cyborg Superman is one of my favorite Superman villains. So whenever he shows up whenever he shows up in a comic, I know he's he's a very polarizing villain, but I'm like, he's so stupid. Like, he's such a 90s character. I love it. But Cyborg Superman basically his whole the mystery is only isn't revealed to the last second. It's more like the first 3 issues are the mystery, and the next 3 issues are Renee and her few superhero allies that aren't being controlled by Henshaw have to fight for their lives. And you're wondering, well, where's Superman, Batman, and the others? This is taking place during Justice League Unlimited, so they're already busy with Inferno, aka the Legion of Doom from the past. That was a whole thing I talked about already. So yeah, the idea of a Superman level threat and Renee, who is clearly not a Superman level character, she has to like outfox and outthink a cyborg Superman, who not only is way more powerful than her, but also remember, he has control of the entire Watchtower on his side. This is a great little mystery, and also, yes, Vic does show up in the book, so we have both questions in here. Though it doesn't feel like Vic's appearance in the comic doesn't really feel like, oh, here you are. It isn't like a big, like, oh my god, it's you. It's more like, oh, hey, it's you. So, yeah. Renee is kind of, like, it's really cool to see, like, Renee be a detective again, and even she admits, like, being the Question again is, like, kind of fulfilling, because I needed that I needed that mask again. I needed to be, I needed somewhere to hide, and where to go than a faceless mask. She's basically trying to rebuild her life because of the whole thing in Gotham, losing her job, also becoming an alcoholic again. She basically is trying to rebuild her life in this form. And it's a really cool story, and I really hope, like, Segura gets to do more with the Question. I feel like, honestly, and I've picked this up too, like, I've kind of really picked up on this after reading the Metamorpho miniseries as well as the Zatanna miniseries. It really feels like these are all pilots for future ongoings. Like, that's what I feel like is the real cause of this, is that they were all, like, all of these 6-issue miniseries are really just, can they be meant to be ongoings? So, yeah. Because especially how this ends, it's not on a cliffhanger, it's more like, would you like to read more? Literally like that from Starship Troopers. So, it really does feel like that's the case, is that they want to have, they really want to have like these comics be ongoings, and I would not be opposed to an Alex Segura Question book, or maybe call it The Questions, have Renee and Vic in the book. Yeah, I'd be totally down for that. Now, the comic, I feel like, again, this was meant to be a mystery, but it's more treated as like a halfway to mystery than halfway to action story. And I feel like the comic kind of gave up being a mystery 3 issues in, because I feel like Segura was like, all right, I'm not going to tease this. You already like know who it is. Here you go. Here's Cyborg Superman. It's not a detriment. I just feel like halfway through the book, Segura was building up a mystery book, and then he was like, I only got 6 issues. Might as well get to the action part. Let's get to the part everyone wants to see, rather than have it be like only 2 issues or like 1 issue of Cyborg Superman's master plan. And again, it's really like showcases how like Renee is capable of like fighting these threats, even though she is clearly outmatched and outgunned. So yeah, I really do. If you like Renee Montoya the Question, or just the character of the Question in general, or just want to read something fun, yeah, go pick up this miniseries. I highly recommend it. So yeah, Chris, thank you once again for this book. And if you've read this comic, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, the Multiverse.